Welcome back to Cheddar, everyone. Count Overstock.com as a major winner amid the pandemic. The online home retailer delivering a beat on both the top and bottom lines when it reported fourth quarter earnings last week. Joining me now is Overstock CEO Jonathan Johnson. Jonathan, great to have you here with us today. Last time you joined us in October, you told us that your success is no COVID flash in the pan. What's the biggest driver of your success so far over this past 52-week period?
Boy, I think just tightening up our operations, making sure we have product on site, being able to ship it to customers on time. And I think going forward, the big success is going to be housing starts are at a 14-year high. We see migration around the country, and as people move, that's another chance for home furnishing purchases. And that's really where we've leaned in with over 40% of our sales coming from the home furnishings category. So
Sure.
It's been a great past 12 months, and we think the next year is going to be strong too.
I want to talk about some of the most recent numbers very quickly here. 2020 gross profit of $580 million, 22.7% of the total net revenue. That increase year over year, certainly worth mentioning. What was the driving force behind that increase, and how do you continue to accelerate that type of growth that gave you some of the results that you saw over the past year?
So I think we've been focused on executing better. We've been trying to sharpen our pricing. We've increased our mobile experience. People who are shopping on a tablet or a phone or on our app are having a much easier time. Clearly, the COVID and the stay at home has helped us, but going forward, we think that home sales are going to continue to be strong. So we've had some nice tailwind, but we've also got strong legs beneath us that we think will make the next quarters and months ahead look really strong too.
Where outside of home, in terms of categories, can you kind of lean on opportunities to grow the business out even further, given that people have certainly invested into their homes where they're spending more time over the course of the pandemic? When things open back up, where do you lean into? What are the categories that you would say, okay, this is where we focus our priorities, our attention to really drive more annexation to the customers that have already counted on us over the course of the pandemic with their homes?
Well, we've really become a home furnishings company. And to us, one of the places we think will grow is because the online home furnishing market is doing what the book market did 2 decades ago and the clothing market did a decade ago. It's shifting from brick and mortar to online. And so it's not a question of whether people will still be buying from home, it's a question of where. And we think this migration online and the millions of new customers we've gotten, convincing them to be repeat customers is really where we lean in. The second place we lean in is we're focusing on expanding into Canada and also growing our fledgling government business. We received a nice GSA pilot project last fall. That's getting off the ground now. We think that's another area of real potential growth for us over the coming years.
Okay, Jonathan, I got to kind of go rapid fire here, but with that type of expansion into Canada, number one, and then additionally, with more focus on the home, you've got some of the online-only competitors that go up against Overstock. I think about a Wayfair, and I think about, quite frankly, some of the major investments that other home competitors would make in their e-commerce businesses and have made in their e-commerce businesses. Does that mean that you'll be looking to open up more fulfillment centers to really make sure that that logistical element of getting people the items that they order online happens that much more seamlessly?
Well, our business model really helps for growth. We've got over 3,000 suppliers that ship from over 4,300 warehouses. So we're close to the customer now. We're also very good at predicting for the customer when their product will arrive. And we've learned that in home furnishings, accuracy of delivery time is just as important, if not more important, than speed of delivery. And talking about our competition online, we grew our market share at 2.3 times the general online home furnishing market in the last quarter and over 1.6 times than the top 10 competitors. We're number 5 in online home furnishing, and we're making up ground, and well, I don't think it'll be long before we're number 4.
Okay, Jonathan, while we have you, I would be remiss if we did not talk Bitcoin. I've spoken with your predecessor on multiple occasions, Patrick Byrne, about why that decision took place many years back and why you were one of the first companies to essentially offer payment via Bitcoin. Years later, where have those efforts stood, and where do you continue to try to open up the payment opportunities given the interest that has absolutely flown towards Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies at this point in time?
So Overstock started accepting Bitcoin as a payment method back in January of 2014. So we're in our 8th year now of doing that. It continues to be a small source of our revenue, but a consistent source of our revenue. What we've really leaned into is the technology that underlies Bitcoin, blockchain technology. And we've made investments in 18 different companies, have this portfolio of companies that are advancing blockchain technology for instantaneous settlement of banks, in the stock market, using blockchain to follow supply chains. A lot of great places where we think blockchain technology will be as revolutionary as the internet was 2-3 decades ago.
Just very quickly here, Jonathan, and I'm going to get in trouble for this, but I have to ask, how much of what you get paid in Bitcoin, even if it's small compared to the other amounts of transactions that you do in US dollars and other currencies, how much of that do you immediately convert so that it can be recognized on your balance sheet versus how much of it actually stays in Bitcoin?
So we convert half of any Bitcoin payment we receive into US dollars immediately. And then we hold on to the other half in Bitcoin. We have some vendors that we pay in Bitcoin, so that amount fluctuates up and down. You know what? We've been bullish on Bitcoin from the beginning, and
How much,
we'll continue to hold some Bitcoin.
Jonathan, how much would you say your holdings are right now in Bitcoin?
We haven't disclosed that. We've liquidated some at different times, but I would say we hold about 200 Bitcoin right now. So not a huge amount, but it's a growing amount.
Jonathan, thank you so much for the time here today. We appreciate it. Overstock CEO, Jonathan Johnson. We appreciate it.